Hey guys, coming at you again today. Coming to you. um, just to speak a little bit on thoughts and how thoughts are actually an out of body experience. Um, because every time, not just because, but let's explain that a little bit. When you have a thought, it doesn't just come from nowhere and it just doesn't just disappear into nowhere. The thought came from a place, and the thought might not have been your own. It might come from an unawareness. It might have come from I just learned this term, but like a dimensional gang that you have joined up with, and that could be anything. That could be like by deciding to partake in smoking cannabis, by deciding to partake in LSD or shrooms, or by deciding to join a self-help group. You become in alliance with their vibration and with their thoughts, because the thoughts just don't disappear. They will whisper through eternity. And so they'll either some thoughts will be made manifest into this third dimension, to this third density, and some thoughts will just keep echoing and whisper along. So you might be sitting in a group or sitting at home. Let's get specific with it. Let's say you're sitting at home and you decide to smoke some cannabis, and then you have a paranoid thought. It's not yours. Or you have an anxiety attack. It's not yours. It came, and sometimes, and some of it is coming from an external outside, and some of it is actually coming from inside, from the ancestral or the DNA, and that's coming up because it needs to be taken care of. Just like the shadows and what we want to call evil, and it all, the shadow is just the shadow is simply attracted to the light, and the light is simply attracted to the shadow. They're curious of each other, and they were separated. They were separated from each other, and now they're trying to come back to each other. That's a whole nother. That's another video. But this is just on the vibratory sense and the thoughts that you're having. Becoming aware is very important, because when you are aware, then you can set an intention for the thing that you're doing or the thing that you're linking up with. So let's say that you would like to smoke. You could sit down with it, and before you begin to smoke, you can say, this is what I'm using it for. This is my intention with it. Set your intention. So I would like to explore a shamanic journey into my ancestral past, or simply I'd like to have a good time. I'd like to feel blissful, and that's what you will have because you raised your awareness to that. Also become aware when the thoughts do come, when there is a whisper from eternity. Is it telling you something you need to hear? Is it telling you something, or is it trying to get your attention and pull you in another direction that isn't your highest good? Is it trying to pull you away from 333? So your thoughts are always an out-of-body experience. So be aware of the thoughts that you are putting out. Be aware of the thoughts that you're putting out to yourself, that you're having in here, and be aware of the thoughts that are and be aware if thoughts are coming at you or to you, or if you are the one having them. But be aware by being the observer, by being the witness of those things, and being aware of what it is that you're being involved in also. Like when you get involved in a relationship, I found that, and my awareness has been growing and growing and growing leaps and bounds in the last few years. But I was in a relationship with someone, and at first, it starts off and we're like vibing and it felt really good, and then it was like all of a sudden I was behaving in ways that were not me. I didn't feel like myself. I was looking through his phone and like saying things that, like, where did these words even come from? Like, why do I feel this way? Like, what is happening? Well, I didn't understand it then, but as my awareness rose, it was that I was experiencing the energies that he had brought into himself through all of the energy alliances that he had made, for his whole life. And so I had been experiencing his most past recent energy alliance, and it was coming out in me because I am a sensitive. And there are people who are more sensitive to these energies and to the thoughts and things, and that can make you sometimes feel as if you're going crazy, okay, because you are sensitive the to the things that are being thought, and so you'll hear things or you'll see things or you'll feel things very strongly because you're open to it and you're sensitive to it. And so you might feel like, oh my God, I'm going crazy because I just saw this vision, or I just heard this thought, or heard some words that I don't know where they came from, but they're coming from the all that is around you, the all that is inside you as well. So what the best thing you can do for yourself is to raise your awareness, and sometimes that means you have to go it alone. You have to get alone with yourself for a while, because you need to discover who you are and discover that source energy inside you, so that you won't necessarily be affected by the other people's thoughts, by the collective thoughts. Instead, you can be the effector, essentially. Like, you can affect what is happening to you, and you can affect what is happening around you. That's why they say that you're the creator of your own reality, because you have that power inside you, but you have to find it. You have to become aware of it. So, we are here for you. If you would like to do an alchemy session, you need to feel better, you just need to explore yourself a little bit more, that's what the light workers are here for. That's what we're here for. I just had to get on and share that, because I just had just had this really cool experience with another light worker, and basically you can make your own dimensional gang, even if you decide to get in and be part of, whatever it is you're getting and being a part of. Things like, I had thought for a while I wanted to explore psychedelics more. I wanted to explore shrooms or LSD or Aya or those things, but I also now know that once you join into that, you're joining into part of a collective, you're joining into that thought force. And so those things used to be just for the sensitives, basically, the shamans, and now everyone is coming into, oh, I'm a shaman, yes, you are, yes, that's all inside of you, but are you aware of what you're putting in? So who you do Aya with, or even where you do it, where you do things and who you do them with, and it's all connected, and it's all part of each other. So you definitely want to really be a master of self before you explore into other people, getting into other people's brainwaves, basically. Because if you're not a master of self, then when you get in, it's just all going to take you over. So it might seem like a demon or a psychic attack or whatever it is, but that's because you haven't mastered self yet. And so, and not saying any of this is good or bad, it's just the journey, and everyone's on their journey, and everyone is going to resonate with what they resonate with. Your truth is your truth, period. So take all of this for what it's worth to you, and what resonates with you is what resonates with you. I'm just sharing my journey, and I'm happy that you're a part of it. Everyday alchemy, friends, let's turn this shit to gold.